So we are going to start by pouring our live water solution into our oils, just like this, down the shaft of the stick blender so that we create as little amount of bubbles as possible. We burp our stick blender and then we start blending. Okay, so I have added my colorants. We have the base of the soap is going to be white. We have lavender mica by Brambleberry in this one. This one is red mica, also by Brambleberry. This one that's going to be a peach color is a combination between magenta mica and sunset orange mica. Also by Brambleberry. This one is rose pearl mica. And this one, which I'm going to make leaves with later, is a Kelly Green concentrate by TKB. So first I'm going to mix my white soap. Okay, so I have mixed my colors, which I've made a little bit of a mess with. But I have my green over here. Beautiful, beautiful leaf green. That's going to sit for the piping. And then we are going to do a drop swirl. So it's starting to thicken up a little bit because it took me a second to mix the colors in because the cups were giving me issues. But here we go. It is a beautiful day today in the Carolinas. We are finally, today is supposed to be 80 degrees, which I am so excited about because it's been, like this week, we had a 30 and 40 degree weather. And then today, like I said, it's going to be 80, which is, that's how it is here in the Carolinas though. And I'm leaving a little bit in there for the top in case I need it. All right, so that should be enough. So now we're going to get our mold and start pouring. All right, I decided to swirl it a little bit because I think these colors make such a beautiful combination. So we're just going to pour it all in there. And see, it still has that beautiful marbled look. Made quite a mess here. And I actually want the top to be very flat, so I'm going to grab a spatula and just kind of make sure it's nice and even and flat. And I did tap it on the table a couple times. It smells very, very good, I must say. And then I'm going to wait a minute for it to sit a little bit because I think that if I put my flowers in now, which I hand piped these flowers, I could have definitely used melt and pour, but I thought that it would just look so much nicer if I made flowers. Now some of them are pretty terrible, I must admit. It was my first time making flowers, and others look pretty good. Like my favorite is actually my first one, which I don't know how the first one turns out so good, and then it goes downhill from there. But there are some that are still doable. So I'm going to let that sit for just a little bit, and then we're going to come back and start putting our flowers on top. Okay, so because I made these a couple days ago, it'll be better if I do them while it's still not too firm. So I'm just going to continue to put these on. And I haven't exactly decided how I'm fully going to do this. It's just a matter of kind of placing them where they fit. This one, I think it's funny because it kind of looks like a Medusa thing. I don't even know what kind of flower that is. But it's going to be a flower today. So, like I said, some of them turned out really nice. Others, not so much. But they will be flowers. This one's my favorite one. I think I'm going to put it right here between these two soaps. And yes, they will get cut up a little bit, but I'm hoping that every soap will have at least one nice, pretty flower. So this is my Mother's Day soap. The fragrance is very flower. It's actually a combination between the Jusu, I think it's how you say it, the Jusu Chibilla from that Brambleberry sells, and it's also a combination of which is a kind of a fruity scent. Actually, it smells very fruity. And then I have a floral soap or a floral fragrance, I'm sorry, that I used, and so I combined the two and it makes this very lovely, because I'm not a big fan of floral scents, period. So I believe that mixing it with a little bit of fruitiness actually made it really nice, and you can still smell the floral in it, but it makes it very pleasant. So I actually think that's probably good. We got one more pretty one. Let me actually test one out before I do it. There we go, perfect. This is actually the perfect consistency for this. So I have lots of green soap left, and I'm still going to do some vines in a second, but because I have so much left, I actually made a homemade flower nail, which is used for piping icing and stuff. And they didn't have them where I went, so I kind of bought just materials to make it, and I glued it myself, and there we go. So I'm going to show you right now how I made the pretty one, the one I thought was pretty anyway. And so I made a circle in the center, and then just went around it, and then started in the middle. Whoops. And see how pretty that is? And so I'm just going to make a couple of those since I have so much extra one. That way I can use it in a different project. And I will come back to you guys whenever I'm done. Okay, so I have finished putting all of my leaves in, and I even put those cute little green flower type things, and now I'm going to just fill in with some little dollops of freshly made flowers just around, just to fill in. I mixed all the colors that were left of the what was left of all the colors together, and I'm just now gonna fill in whatever little empty spots there are, just to make it nice and full. Nice little flower garden. And the good thing about this being wet is that it's going to stick really nicely. And it doesn't matter if it's like on top of each other, because that's how flowers grow. So, pretty much the way that I just learned how to make flowers and such was essentially Google or YouTubing how to make icing, flowers out of icing videos. So if you are considering making a flower. My bag just passed gas, which is funny. If you're considering making a flower soap, now let me tell you, making flowers is not easy. The consistency has to be just right, and when I try to make these, I did kind of struggle a little bit with them just because I was kind of struggling with the consistency of it, and it's definitely not as easy. I tried to make some roses and those completely failed. This was my attempt of a rose because perhaps if I had a bigger tip it would have gone better, but soap is definitely harder than icing for sure. So definitely, I would definitely say practice first. Practice makes perfect. I have here some Snowflake Sparkle Mica, and I'm just gonna just a little bit, not too much. I don't want to overdo it. Just a little bit. The only reason I'm not doing regular glitter is because I don't want the colors of the glitter to take away from the colors of the soap. So I am going to leave it just like that. And it's snowing up in here, 80 degrees and snowing. Do what? All right, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna get you a close-up in there so you guys can see what this looks like. Okay, guys, so here we go. This is the close-up. I just sprayed some alcohol on it, some rubbing alcohol on it to try to avoid soda ash. And here you guys have it. That is the finishing touch. I will come back tomorrow to cut it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello guys. So here we are, ready for the cutting. It's been a little over 24 hours. Oh no. And I can't wait to show you how this looks. Some of the flowers do get cut off just because they're so delicate, but overall they still stay for the most part intact. So as you can see, there's a lot of variation in color. There's some areas that are very nicely mixed. There's others that don't, but overall there's some areas that are very nicely mixed and there's others that aren't. But I think that makes the whole character of the soap, and the tops look so good with the flowers. So, and it smells absolutely delicious, let me tell you. It's like a big old fruit cake or something. So overall, I think this turned out amazing. It is exactly, Julie! It is exactly what I envisioned it. I think it turned out awesome. So, whoops. Hold on, Poppy. Hold on. So I'm going to cut one more for you guys because my little one is obviously very impatient today. So these are my Mother's Day soaps. And like I said, I couldn't be happier with the way they turned out. I love that all the colors on the inside of it are on the top also. So I am very happy with this. Like and comment. Oh, this one's nice and red, but it'll obviously turn. I'm hoping it'll turn back to kind of a reddish color after, because it is red mica from Brambleberry, and I think they said it's pretty good red. So I'm hoping after it cures, it does go back to being kind of a red. I don't expect it to be that vibrant, but if it gets close to it, it would be nice. Alright, you guys, I hope you really enjoyed this. I definitely had fun making it with you guys. And if you like this, please like, comment, leave me questions if you have any. More than happy to answer. This recipe is going to be very, very moisturizing and nice hard bars, as they have cocoa butter, mango butter, shea butter, and even added some jojoba oil. So it's going to be extremely moisturizing and nice, strong bars. So I cannot wait to try one of these out, let me tell you. I cannot wait. Alright, our last bars. Alright, perfect. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks again.